Imagine descending through crystal-clear Mediterranean waters, deeper, deeper, until suddenly your dive light catches something extraordinary. Rows upon rows of ancient pottery, perfectly stacked, exactly as they were placed over 2,000 years ago. This isn't a museum. This is the seabed off Turkey's coast, and it's rewriting our understanding of ancient maritime trade. Welcome back to KSC Every Day. Today, we're diving into one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries of recent years, a shipwreck so well preserved that even the Turkish Minister of Culture personally suited up to see it for himself. Off the coast of Andrasan, Turkey, between 120 and 150 feet beneath the surface, archaeologists have discovered what they're calling the ceramic sink, a merchant vessel from the late Hellenistic to early Roman period that has remained virtually untouched for approximately 2,000 years. Now, the Mediterranean is no stranger to ancient shipwrecks. In fact, over 400 have been documented just between the ancient city of Patara and Mersin alone. But this one is different. When Minister Mehmet Nuri Ersoy dove down to inspect the site, he made a statement that should make any archaeology enthusiast's heart race. This is a discovery like no other in the world. The ceramics that were loaded onto this cargo ship have reached the present day without even spoiling their patterns. Think about that for a moment. The patterns are still visible after 2 millennia underwater. So, what makes the Adrasan wreck so extraordinary? The answer lies in something the ancient merchants did before the ship even set sail. They coated every single ceramic piece with raw clay. This protective coating acted like a natural time capsule. While most ancient ceramics recovered from shipwrecks show signs of marine incrustation, corrosion, and color fading, these artifacts emerged with their designs, colors, and even glaze work remarkably intact. The cargo itself tells us volumes: bowls, plates, serving trays, storage pots, everyday consumer goods. But here's what's fascinating. They're still arranged in their original shipping configuration. Nothing has shifted, nothing has scattered across the seabed. This gives archaeologists something incredibly rare, a snapshot of ancient logistics. How did they stack fragile ceramics for long sea voyages? How did they maximize cargo space while minimizing breakage? What does the organization tell us about the intended destination and customer base? These aren't just pots and plates. They're a frozen moment in time, an ancient Amazon delivery that never reached its destination. The late Hellenistic to early Roman period was a time of unprecedented maritime commerce in the Mediterranean. After Alexander the Great's conquests spread Greek culture across the known world, and as Rome's power expanded, the Mediterranean became what the Romans would call Mare Nostrum, our sea. Trade routes crisscrossed these waters like an ancient superhighway system. Ships carried grain from Egypt, wine from Greece, olive oil from Hispania, and yes, ceramics from production centers in Anatolia. The eastern Mediterranean, where this ship sank, was particularly busy. The coast of ancient Lycia, near modern-day Adrasan, was dotted with thriving port cities. Merchant vessels would hug the coastline, island-hopping for safety, carrying goods between major commercial centers. But maritime trade was dangerous. No GPS, no weather satellites, no rescue helicopters. When storms hit or navigation errors occurred, ships went down, and they stayed down, becoming accidental time capsules for future archaeologists. The Turkish government has announced ambitious plans for this discovery. Selected artifacts will be displayed in the upcoming Mediterranean Underwater Archaeology Museum in the Kemer-Idros region, with construction beginning this summer. But here's something even more exciting. They plan to open part of the wreck site itself to diving tourism. Imagine being able to dive down and see these ceramics in their original context.
exactly where they've rested for 2,000 years. It's archaeology you can experience firsthand. This approach represents a growing trend in underwater archaeology, in situ preservation. Rather than excavating everything, leave some artifacts in place, creating underwater museums where the historical context is preserved. Minister Ersoy emphasized that this discovery is highly precious not just for our country, but also in terms of world cultural heritage. And he's absolutely right. This wreck offers insights into ancient daily life, manufacturing techniques, trade economics, and maritime technology that benefit researchers worldwide. Now, as promised, let's explore other similar discoveries that have captivated archaeologists and revealed secrets of our ancient past.
The Antikythera wreck. If we're talking about extraordinary Mediterranean shipwrecks, we have to start with Antikythera. Discovered in 1900 by Greek sponge divers off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera, this wreck has been called the single most spectacular find of ancient artifacts ever made. Dating to around 70-60 BCE, roughly the same period as our Turkish ceramic ship, the Antikythera wreck carried something unexpected, not just amphorae and everyday goods, but luxury items, bronze statues, marble sculptures, glassware, and most famously, the Antikythera mechanism. This bronze device, encrusted and corroded when found, turned out to be an ancient analog computer used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses. It contained at least 30 meshing bronze gears and was so sophisticated that nothing comparable appears in the historical record for another 1,000 years. The ship itself was massive for its time, potentially over 100 feet long, suggesting it was carrying cargo of enormous value, possibly looted treasures being transported to Rome. The wreck site continues to yield discoveries. As recently as 2017, divers recovered a bronze arm from a statue and the skull of the crew.
The Uluburun shipwreck. Let's go back even further in time. Off the coast of Uluburun in southern Turkey, not far from our ceramic ship, archaeologists discovered a late Bronze Age vessel that sank around 1300 BCE. That's over 3,300 years ago. Discovered in 1982 and excavated over 11 seasons, the Uluburun shipwreck is one of the oldest known shipwrecks ever found. Its cargo reads like an international trade catalog from the ancient world. 10 tons of copper ingots from Cyprus, 1 ton of tin, probably from Afghanistan, ebony from Africa, ivory, possibly from elephants or hippos, ostrich eggshells, tortoise shells, glass ingots, including cobalt blue glass beads in their raw form, ceramics from Cyprus and Canaan, and even gold jewelry. What makes this discovery so significant is what it tells us about Bronze Age globalization. This single ship carried goods from at least 7 different cultures, spanning from Africa to Central Asia. It demonstrates that sophisticated international trade networks existed thousands of years ago, connecting civilizations we often think of as isolated from each other. Among the artifacts recovered, a gold scarab bearing the name of Queen Nefertiti, raw materials for making perfume, and the oldest known intact shipwreck cargo of its kind.
The Kyrenia ship. Discovered in 1965 off the coast of Kyrenia in Cyprus, this Greek merchant vessel dates to around 300 BCE, making it contemporary with our Adrasan ceramic ship. What makes the Kyrenia wreck special is its incredible state of preservation. Approximately 75% of the ship's hull survived, making it one of the best preserved examples of ancient Greek shipbuilding techniques. Archaeologists could study the actual shipbuilding techniques, how planks were joined, how the keel was constructed, how the vessel was designed for both sailing and rowing. The cargo was more modest than some wrecks, around 400 amphorae containing wine from Rhodes, as well as almonds and millstones. But the ship itself told a fascinating story. Evidence of repairs suggested it had been in service for decades,
and the presence of lead sheathing on the hull showed ancient attempts at maintenance and protection against marine organisms. Perhaps most poignantly, archaeologists found the personal belongings of the crew: wooden spoons, oil lamps, lead fishing weights, and even some of their last meal, almonds, still preserved in the wreck. These human touches make the tragedy real, reminding us that every shipwreck represents a disaster for those aboard.
The Madia Shipwreck. In 1907, Greek sponge divers, who were responsible for discovering so many underwater archaeological sites, found a massive Roman shipwreck off the coast of Tunisia near the ancient city of Madia. This early 1st century BCE vessel was carrying an astonishing cargo of Greek art and architectural elements. The ship contained marble and bronze statues, marble columns with ornate capitals, bronze furniture, bowls, candelabras, and other luxury items. Archaeologists believe the ship was transporting looted Greek art to Rome, possibly commissioned by a wealthy Roman patron or representing spoils from Roman military campaigns in Greece. The excavation of the Madia wreck was groundbreaking. It was one of the first major underwater archaeological projects using diving equipment rather than primitive salvage methods. The techniques developed here influenced underwater archaeology for decades. What's particularly striking is the sheer weight and value of the cargo. This wasn't a merchant ship carrying trade goods. It was essentially a floating museum, transporting cultural treasures that would have decorated Roman villas and public spaces. Each piece lost when the ship sank represented not just monetary value, but irreplaceable works of art.
The Dokos Shipwreck. Now let's journey to what may be the oldest known shipwreck ever discovered. Off the coast of Dokos Island in the Aegean Sea, Greek archaeologist Peter Throckmorton found a pottery scatter in 1975 that's been dated to approximately 2700 to 2200 BCE. That's over 4,000 years ago, from the early Helladic period. The wooden ship itself hasn't survived, but the cargo has. Hundreds of ceramic vessels, including storage jars, cooking pots, and servingware, all lying on the seabed in a pattern that reveals where the ship once rested. What this tells us is staggering. Organized maritime trade in the Aegean existed more than 4,000 years ago. The Mediterranean wasn't just a geographical feature, it was a highway that connected ancient peoples, facilitated cultural exchange, and drove economic development. The Dokos wreck predates the famous Bronze Age palaces of Crete and mainland Greece, suggesting that the maritime skills that would later build Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations had much earlier roots. Someone had to pioneer those dangerous sea routes, develop navigation techniques, design seaworthy vessels, and this wreck represents evidence of those pioneering mariners.
From the sophisticated Antikythera mechanism to the humble ceramics of Adrasan, ancient shipwrecks continue to reshape our understanding of the past. Each discovery is a window into ancient lives, the merchants who took risks, the sailors who navigated by stars, the craftspeople who created goods for distant markets. The Turkish ceramic sink joins this extraordinary collection of underwater time capsules, each one preserving a moment when ambition met catastrophe and tragedy became archaeology. What will the next discovery reveal? Only the sea knows. If you enjoyed this deep dive into maritime archaeology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which shipwreck discovery you find most fascinating. Until next time, keep exploring history.